Hello, and welcome to Waves of YA, a podcast focused on young adult literacy, brought to you by the Ocean County Library's Teen Literacy Work Group.
Welcome to SAIL Beyond, a teen volunteer-led podcast brought to you by the Ocean County Library System. Today, I'm your host, Morgan, and joining me are
Catherine,
Melina,
and Ava.
In this episode, we are going to discuss books versus TV shows.
So there's been a lot of TV shows that have been adapted from books, which includes A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, The Summer I Turned Pretty. Riverdale is kind of one of them. It was adapted from a comic book series, but graphic novels definitely count. And there's a few differences, subtle differences, major differences that definitely distinguish the TV show from the book or vice versa.
like such as The Summer I Turned Pretty. In the first season, there was really no debutante ball, or the first book, there really was no debutante ball, and then like the actual TV show of the first season, that was basically like the whole premise of it.
And then in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, the book was a murder mystery novel, and it was primarily set in a small town in Connecticut, whereas in the Netflix series, it was actually set in like Manchester, England for some reason, which honestly kind of threw me off because I definitely like the whole small town New England vibe in the book.
I feel like that kind of happens though with anything, even if it is the same setting as a book. When you see it on the big screen, then it kind of changes how you first originally imagined it in your head.
Yeah. And I feel like people who might have seen the TV show before reading the book would have just like immediately adapted to the idea, like it's set in London, these people are English, they were never in America. And then in Riverdale is also a Netflix series, and that one's based on the Archie comics. And in the comics, the storyline was a lot more lighthearted than the TV show. I'm not going to get into any of the details specifically regarding the TV show, but in the comic book and in the TV show, there was the iconic love triangle between like Archie, Veronica, and Betty, but they basically took this like comic book series about normal high school teen problems and turned it into a kind of dark and twisted another murder mystery show, actually. So it was definitely a big switch between the two of them.
So to kind of break it down with first just The Summer I Turned Pretty, I think that for the most part, the TV series does follow the book because the author of the book played a large part in the directing of the TV show.
Right.
But there are a few things that are different. Like, was the volleyball tournament, was that in the book?
Yeah, it was like slightly mentioned, but throughout the whole TV show, they really like made everything that was in the book super dramatic, especially like obviously to cause more drama. But like it was like such big changes, and then how like the new season is like currently it's coming out in parts, but Jenny Han just had an interview, and she revealed that the plot is going to be like the ending is going to be totally different from the book, so it's going to have a huge like major change.
Well, then I know I saw something, I think it was in the third season, that her brother Steven is in like a car accident, and that was never mentioned.
Right.
Obviously just for drama.
Yeah.
That was a spoiler alert. Disclaimer.
That was a spoiler.
That was really a spoiler. What did you?
I didn't actually watch it. It just popped.
Melina, did you like the TV? I know you're in the process of watching the third season, but so far, do you prefer the books over the TV show?
Well, they're kind of the same, but also different. In the book, it took like a long time for them to like really like lead up to the drama and stuff like that, which personally I don't like that. I like when like something really big happens first and then they kind of like slow it down. But I think since I started watching the TV show first, then went to the book and then back to the TV show, I was like confused or like I got a little bored by the book since I already watched the TV show.
I only watched the first season. I've never picked up one of the books.
Really?
No, I haven't. I did not.
Then you should.
I know I should. Maybe soon. I'm just trying to work my way through The Great Gatsby right now, but
And then I know Melina was saying like how saying with the events, how like they kind of started with something big and then kind of like fill that out. I think that then they kind of stretch out those dramatic moments.
Yeah,
more.
they definitely do.
Like
Which made it,
by
like, so much
separating
longer.
across an entire season. Each episode is
Right.
like 40 minutes long.
Exactly, yeah.
So there's a lot to cover.
Yeah.
Do you guys think like what's Isabel Belly?
Yeah.
She's portrayed the same way in the TV show as she is in the books?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
it's
for the
pretty
most part.
similar. Yeah. But like
Not the
more
boys.
of the character changes. Like in the second season, we get introduced to Sky,
Mhm.
the cousin of the Fisher boys, like Jeremiah and Conrad's cousin. And that they were never they were never in the book before.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then also Belly's mom and Susanna never really had a big part in the book until like Susanna died.
Oh.
But they had a lot more
It was in season 1.
They already
That part was in season 1. So if you're not caught up on The Summer I Turned Pretty,
But yeah, same with Steven. He never well obviously he was in the book, but like he never had like
a crucial part.
he never had drama that like really involved him.
Yeah, he was more like a background.
Right, yeah. But in this one, in the show, he had a lot of like romantic interactions with like a lot of multiple people.
Gotcha.
Not like that, but like, and then in another book called One of Us is Lying, they didn't have they had like tinier changes in like the characters and just like their characteristics. So that was a book that and a TV show that really they didn't change much, which I like that because sometimes when they change it too much, it annoys me.
Yeah, because that was a like 2014 book, The One of Us is Lying, I think. And when it's like, I don't know how long after the book was published did they make the series.
I think they made it in like 2021.
Oh, okay. So yeah, more recent. But I know taking a book from almost 10 years earlier, it doesn't give you a lot of right to change the storyline.
Yeah.
But a lot can also happen in 10 years that maybe they want to update the series.
That's true too. Right. Sometimes it's like really odd to me that producers decide to make books into TV shows as opposed to movies. But I guess there's some benefit to it. I just sometimes like because the book has a definitive end and most movies also have definitive ends, you know? So it's like why you drag it on in a TV show for like 5 seasons when you already know what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I think for Jenny Han, when she did The Summer I Turned Pretty, since she already made three books, I think she would rather just have them in separate seasons to kind of go along with it. How like it's in 3 different books, so it'd be in 3 different seasons.
Oh, is that that's how that was organized?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. 'Cause there's like another series. Bridgerton is like 7 books or like 8 books, and each book is like for the different member of the Bridgerton family. And the first season of the show was Daphne's season, which is one of the daughters, obviously. And then by the 3rd season, they mix like the books from 2 of the kids into one season, which I thought was nice because it's like gives different storylines. So I don't know if that means they're not continuing the show or not because they're just trying to wrap things up quicker, but I don't know.
Okay. So I would just like to ask everyone, which ones do you prefer in general, TV shows or the books?
So if it's like if it was originally a book, I'd probably go for the book, especially if I read it first, because I kind of just resort to the one that I got my first impression off of. So mostly, I think I would say the book. What about you guys?
Personally, I think it like varies for me, but I usually find the book before I find the TV series. So I think it's the same thing for me. Like first impressions always lasting. So I usually prefer the book over the TV show, but sometimes it like can differ if the book was made into a movie, but we're not talking about movies. For me, like Good Girls Guide to Murder, I definitely preferred the book over the TV show. I think it's different for everyone. Morgan?
I don't think I've ever seen like a TV show. I've only really ever seen like books and their movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I think probably I'd go for the book because I do like to read. And I feel like you can get like more detail and it's like a better experience that you can like visualize it better.
Yeah.
But like it does have lots to do with the first impression. So kind of what you guys were saying too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think I prefer the books because then also like more of it is up to your interpretation
Right.
and whatever you think of it,
Everything's
rather
up
than
to
like when you see it
interpretation.
on the screen.
It's like the set.
That's
That's
what
what
it is. You
yeah,
have like
exactly.
there's no flexibility in what it looks like or
Right.
how the characters are
Yeah.
portrayed.
Right.
I think that's the good thing about like books that have been made into TV shows versus movies too. It's like there's more opportunity to see character development as
Yeah.
opposed to movies where everything is crammed into like 2.5 hours of just chaos. And it's probably more cost effective too. Because when you're making a movie, you need to know that it's going to succeed in order to make a profit, right?
Yeah.
So that's why literally every TV show starts with a pilot episode to see if things are actually going to go somewhere, as opposed to just movies out. We'll see if the box office turns a profit.
And sometimes it is like nice to like just like see it and not have to visualize it.
Mhm.
Like see how
Yeah.
everything actually went down like on a screen.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
So really, it is all about first impression.
But it's also like preferences too, because I definitely think that for like, I mean, at least for the Summer I Turned Pretty, the TV show definitely came off um way more than the book. Like a lot of people, well, obviously they know that there's a book, but they don't bother to read it because they like see the spoilers or something like that because everybody's raving about the TV show.
Yeah.
Hello, adventurers. If you enjoy this content, please take a look at the Ocean County Library's new podcast called Forge Your Imagination, a guide to immersive world building. This new podcast is dedicated to helping creative individuals design their own expertly crafted worlds for books, games, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. Tune in on the first Wednesday morning of every month to learn more. Thanks for listening and safe travels, adventurers.
For the books that we were talking about, do you think they did the casting correctly?
For a good girl's guide to murder, for example, I think the casting was really good. I think the characters were accurate portrayals of the book characters, but with their own like uniqueness, I guess, to add a little bit more substance to the show. I think that's the same thing with Riverdale. I think for Riverdale, they actually casted more for appearance because comic books graphic novels have pictures, right? So I think a lot of it was casted more on appearance than the way they could play the character. But obviously all those things come into play in the long run.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, they've done a pretty good job casting because most of the time the author actually has a say
Right.
in the TV adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
So then they kind of know how they want the characters to be portrayed, and then they'll help cast people that'll fit that part.
Right.
Yeah.
There have been like like switch arounds where there's been TV shows into books, even if it's not like novels. But like I watched a lot of Nick Jr. as a kid, and obviously that's like Peppa Pig and Dora and other shows. And Peppa Pig had like they would make like the little children's books based on specific episodes from the show. So for that specifically, it's like you would have seen the show first before you got to read the book almost.
Yeah.
So I guess it goes both ways. For that specifically, that first impression would have been the show unless you didn't watch Nick Jr.
Yeah. So like what about the characters, like personalities?
If they're really trying to represent the book to the fullest extent that they can, they try to hire actors who they see can play that part and play it well, that is consistent with the characters' attitudes and body language when they're actually auditioning, because that stuff is very descriptive in the books. There are also book series that have been made into movies and then are now also being adapted into TV shows. Like Harry Potter was like made in the 90s, I think, because the first movie was in 2001. But then J.K. Rowling, the author, announced the creation of the TV show that's going to be coming soon, and they actually like basically just cast the parts for Harry, Hermione, and Ron. I don't know the actors' names. I guess we'll see how different the storyline of the TV show could be from the movies and then also from the books, because that's the only franchise I've seen that's been made already
Yeah.
into a franchise,
Yeah.
Yeah.
movie franchise, and now is being adapted into a film.
So do you think
series.
they're gonna add like new experiences with the characters for the TV show since they already made the movies, or do you think it's
I
gonna,
kind
just
of
gonna be a TV
hope
show
so.
version?
I sort of hope so, because if they don't, it's just going to be a repeat of what we saw for the like first 10 years of 2000.
Yeah, and the
Um,
books.
Right, yeah, and the books. I think it would be the most prudent decision to like kind of appeal to the today's generational like audience, because if it's premiering in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm not sure when, that's also already going to be like Gen Alpha to whatever. But the 90s to like the 2000 was like the last millennials, and then the 2001 to 2010 movies was like the first Gen Zs. So it's like they are creating.
It's like progressing with
Yeah, it's
each
progressing
generation.
with each generation. Yeah. So I guess we'll see how they make a difference between the three different ways they've told the storyline.
Yeah, and like Dora did that too. Like it started with a TV show and then it went into like the book, like
That's
children books,
right,
and now
yeah.
it went to the movie, the like live action
Like
movie,
The Lost City
The
of
Lost City of
Gold.
Gold,
Yeah.
and now they're
Yeah.
going back to the TV shows but as cartoons or
They were originally
like
cartoons, right?
3D cartoons.
Huh?
You know, yeah, like Paw Patrol.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I think I
They
get it,
like
yeah.
redid it. No, and then they had another Dora series in between both of
Oh,
those
yeah.
too. That was
Oh.
like supposed to be her grown up.
Oh,
Did they?
okay.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
It didn't last very long. But
Clearly, because I
nobody
don't know
can say
about it.
Yeah, but I think like the original things are always the most popular until
Mhm.
they make something that's like the Dora movie. It was like I think it was pretty popular when it first came out in the movie theaters. Like I went to it. It was pretty good.
It was okay.
It was really funny. Like they made it really nice, but like I think obviously Dora is gonna be remembered for their first TV show and not just like that random movie that came
Right.
out.
yes.
It's like the kids show Bluey. They have like the 7-minute
Mm-mm.
episodes and then
Mhm.
there's that like one long one.
Yeah.
It's more known for the short episodes, not that one like 20-minute one.
Right.
Yeah,
That
and they
just
also
shows
turn
up.
that into books too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that
They
was like
did,
it's
that's right.
books.
Yeah.
I guess it's not really restricted to any age of people because we've got like teen shows and then there's like kid shows like Fancy Nancy, was that originally a book?
Yeah, Fancy
Yeah.
Nancy and Pinkalicious were then both turned into like the
TV
PBS
series.
Kids
Yeah.
movies or Disney.
I didn't watch a lot of Fancy Nancy. I probably should have.
It only came out like maybe 5 years ago.
Mm.
It wasn't.
Oh,
that
so it's
long ago.
like kind of recent.
Yeah, and I feel like for both of those, they don't really follow the book that much.
Mm.
They kind of
Just
just add more stories to, I
It's-
guess, make it more interesting.
okay.
Or then like they have, I think, a part in the Fancy Nancy one where she goes to Paris, which obviously never
Yeah.
happened in the book.
And then like I get why they make the kids TV shows books because since it's already like set for the kids, just making it into like a picture book or whatever, it's like it gives parents, I guess, instead of like having screen time for them, they can just
They can actually read.
write, and it's still like it
Yeah.
lets them visualize with an actual picture set there, so they're not like bored or whatever because they don't have like the mindset to visualize something bigger than just words.
So do you think like sometimes the TV shows are almost meant to promote the books?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
probably.
probably.
Never mind.
I mean, there's some shows that I've seen that have books that I haven't read, and then there's also there's actually not a lot of books I've read that I haven't seen the TV show, because there's I watched this show on Netflix and it was called Anne with an E.
Oh yeah.
Oh
And
yeah, that one.
It's a book. The book is like Anne of Green Gables or something, and then there was what's the other one? There's Gossip Girl. I haven't read or watched that.
I watched
So,
it, but I've never read the book.
yeah. There's this other show on Netflix that I also haven't read the book or watched it. It's called The Queen's Gambit, and I think it's about this girl who learns to play chess.
Another one I watched, it's called The Vampire Diaries,
Oh, right.
and I read a part of like the first book, but I was so confused because only like the names of the characters were like the only like similar thing that they had in common from the book to the TV show. Literally nothing else was connected, and I was
Just the characters' names.
just the character names.
Oh my
Like the
goodness.
characteristics were not the same. The plot wasn't the same. I don't even know.
I read a book that was called Watership Down, and it was kind of broken into 4 parts,
Mm-hmm.
and it was about this group of rabbits that like have to leave their farm and
Aw.
find a new society or whatever,
Oh,
and that
wow.
was turned into a Netflix series, but it's all just CGI.
Oh.
Great.
And then I think, yeah,
The Lion King.
but I don't know if I'd want to watch the TV show version of that because that was a book that was like,
Misleading.
yeah, I don't know. There was just a lot to it. I think it would be hard to turn it into a whole series.
Gotcha.
I haven't watched or read The Summer I Turned Pretty, but if I were to, do you think I should start with the book or the show?
I would start with the book. Just
Yeah.
I started with the book, so maybe I'm biased, but
Okay,
would
I
think
mean,
so.
considering you did say that you prefer the books over the TV shows, so I'd say I'm not picking for you. I mean, based on that answer, I would say start with the books, but I haven't read it either.
I would suggest read the first book and then watch the first season and see which one, like, say if you like got bored of the book, but you still like the season, watch the second season first.
And then read the
And then
second
if you feel motivated enough to read the second book. And then there's also like movies that turn into TV shows. Like you just said, The Lion King, it got turned into
Right.
Pride Rock.
It was like
Uh,
it was like kind of it wasn't like a spin-off necessarily because the Lion King franchise, it was like Lion King 1, Lion King 1.5, Lion King 2,
mhm.
and then they made the live action one. But then
they also
did
turned
make-
Lion King into like a Disney
They
Junior
did.
TV show,
it was like
and then
the
that was
Lion
probably
Guard.
turned
Yeah,
into
that's what it
books.
was
Lion
too.
Guard,
Yeah,
yeah,
the Lion
yeah.
Guard,
Yeah,
yeah.
that, I'm sure that was probably turned into books.
Yeah, I think
just
it
like
was.
every other show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just flipping and flopping, book to TV show to movie to TV show to book or something.
Yeah.
Well, going back to like Peppa Pig and Little Piggy,
Yeah.
Okay.
I when my sister watched Peppa Pig, I'd be in the basement with her, not like watching it, trying to do something else,
Mhm.
but I'd like hear it. And then she has some of the books, and I've seen some of the books.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think the TV show is like more informative because the books are like shorter.
Uh-huh.
But it does have like the pictures that look good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet the pictures are easy to make because Peppa Pig's already a cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, they probably just print it sometimes directly from the show.
Probably.
Yeah, I just like more information in the TV show than
Mhm.
in the books because they
You
are
get the narrator in the TV
simplified.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, SpongeBob, obviously, the TV show came out first, but they also made like, it wasn't a book series per se. It was just like books to highlight specific episodes. Like, I think it was to promote the upcoming like SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, that original one. They made like a book specifically to showcase like the first 20 minutes of that movie. I remember reading that. I think I got it from my not my middle school library. I did not read that in middle school. I think I got it from the town library, and I read it, and then I watched the movie.
Also, I don't know if any of you guys watched it, but they had a Curious George series too.
Oh, yeah.
Which those obviously started with the books.
They did start with
I
Yeah.
feel like that's one where I preferred the TV show over the book.
Yeah.
And then they also turned that into a movie at one point.
I did realize, like, with all like the kids' books and like how all the pictures and the characters and stuff, they do turn a lot of them into like games or like
True.
figurines.
Yeah.
Like I used to have a bunch of like the Peppa Pig figurines in the houses, and then we would like reenact the things in the books.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Like,
our
let's make your own TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Entertainment at home. Yeah. I guess the bottom line is a book can be made into a TV show, vice versa, and then made into a movie if they
Yeah.
wanted to. Because possibility is endless in the 21st century.
Thanks for joining us today. Be sure to check out the Ocean County Library's website for more podcasts and events. All titles mentioned in today's episode can be found through the Ocean County Library, free with your library card. Until next time, happy reading.